So welcome back here with us at Saxy Rod Shop and the Rod Shop channel. So today, just going to kind of bring you up to date a little bit about what's going on with the new project. So as you can see, they've got they cleared the existing land, the dirt, the grass, got all that all. Here in North Texas area, we got a lot of clay, hard gumbo clay they call it. So they've been bringing in loads of dirt. You can see here piled up behind us, and this is a sandy type dirt, and they're bringing the elevation up of where the foundation is going to go. They still got to come up close to another foot on this end over here, and it's going to taper off down in here. They got about another 6-8 inches, I think, to go over here. So there's going to be a lot of dirt still coming in, but that's what they're doing, is they're bringing the dirt in, dumping it, wetting it, keeping it wet so they can pack it and pack it and pack it in dirt and water. And then once they get all that done, they'll come in and do a final grading on it to the actual elevation that it needs to be to start the slab work. And then they will drill it for piers. From what I understand, it'll get piers all in it, and then a perimeter beam and some cross beams, and then the slab will go on that. And right here where we're standing, so this will be the beginning of the foundation for the building. But then we're going to have a pad that goes up and ties into the existing parking lot. So they got to bring this up a total of almost 3 foot on one end. And that's because of the natural slope of our land. So that's kind of where we are at the end of the week. And you can see Papa Smurf back here in the back taking a break in the shade. He's been back here doing some work around. So that's kind of where we are. We're excited to watch this project go and share it with you. So a little update on what's going on with the building process. They've got the pad site to the right height, and then as you can see, and we'll bring you up to speed on how we got to this point right here. But they've brought in, I think the guy told me, a little over 600 yards of dirt to get the pad height where it needs to be, and they're supposed to be bringing I think he said another 4 loads today, and they've already brought them, so they're here. right now. So they've drilled the piers, drilled the holes for the piers, done the rebar work for the piers, set the rebar, and poured the concrete all in one day. Got that done. And the next process on the deal, and they've set the anchor plates for all the beams. And then the next process is that they will actually start laying the rebar. And they're going to be using 1/2 inch rebar, 12 inches on center. And then of course they'll all be sitting on top of chairs, spacing out there. So here's just a quick look at the piers. So they dug these holes. They were 12-inch diameter holes, and they went 15 foot deep. And then at the bottom of the hole, they did a 30-inch diameter bell. And then like I said, they've already set the anchors. And this is where all the beams will go. So at each one of these piers is where one of the beams and uprights for the new building is going to go. And that's where it's going to hold the bulk of the weight. And then the foundation itself is going to come up to the top of the foundation here, the formwork. So they'll come in and clean all this excess dirt out of here, drag it flat, get all this kind of scrap concrete out, set all the rebar, and they'll probably start on that tomorrow. And we're looking to, I think they're planning on pouring within the next week. They got to let these pads here set for 3 or 4 days, and then they'll come in, and that'll be happening while they're doing the rebar. just going to give you a little update on what's going on here with the new building project. So as you can see, they've got all the plastic, the moisture barrier down, all the rebar is in place. Now this is a 1/2 inch rebar, and it's tied 12 inches on center, so that's an awful lot of rebar. And then they have all of the anchor bolts already located for the doors. You can see here, this is actually going to be for a beam. This is going to be for one of the overhead door uprights. There's for another one. We're pre-setting it up for 3 overhead doors to start with, and then the building will be framed out for a 3rd overhead door, or a 4th overhead door that we can add at a later date. Got the trenches dug all the way around. The piers are poured. There's one at every upright, and then they ended up going ahead and doing a beam, a perimeter beam, and it's like 2.5, 3 foot deep and about 18 inches wide. And then they did these cross beams here at each concrete beams at each upright. So that's kind of where we are. They've got the supports holding the rebar up off of the slab, and they will be here tomorrow morning. The first person is supposed to be here at 4 a.m. and they're going to start pouring at 5. Said it's going to take about 7 hours of pouring, and then we'll have to keep water running on this for a couple, 2 or 3 days. It's so hot that once this concrete, they were telling me that once this concrete reaches about 90 degrees or above, it'll start curing too fast and will crack. It'll cure so fast that it'll crack way ahead of time. It's going to crack. It's concrete. But so we'll have sprinklers going on here probably 24 hours a day for 2 or 3 days, just to keep it moist and help keep the temperature down. So we'll get some footage of them pouring this concrete. It's going to be a lot of concrete. It's going to be a 6-inch thick slab, and I believe it's 3,500 pound concrete. I think that's what they told me. It's heavy duty concrete, and then with the 1/2 inch rebar in there, we ought to be able to put some stuff on top of that slab. So that's kind of where we are. And then after that's all said and done, they will be coming in here and grading this and tying it into our existing slab. welcome back. So today we're finishing up, or we got the concrete done here, as you can see. So they started today's, what is today, Thursday. So they started yesterday morning, roughly 5 o'clock. First concrete showed up about 5 o'clock, and they had by 6 o'clock they had half of this poured, and we were just calculating approximately 17 trucks and a little bit over, so about 17 and a half trucks, but there's roughly 10 yards per truck. So roughly there's 170 yards of concrete. And when you think of a yard of concrete, that's roughly 3 foot square, a 3 square foot. So there's a lot of concrete right here. And what we're doing here is, of course, this is Texas and it's August. This is our hottest week of the year so far. And one of the things we needed to do is to keep this concrete as cool as we possibly can, so that it doesn't cure too fast. If it cures too fast, too quick, it's going to create a lot of cracks, and you won't get the actual strength of the concrete. So they asked us to keep the sprinkler going. So we've had this sprinkler going since about 8 o'clock this morning, and about every 35 to 40 minutes I'll come and move it. So you can see here I got about 15 more minutes, and then I'll come and move it down here, and we'll keep this going for about another 40 minutes. And we'll probably do that another couple of times on each end to finish out the day. And then we'll turn the sprinkler off and give ourselves a break on the water bill for a little bit. So that's been going for yesterday afternoon and all day today, and we've got to let it run all day tomorrow. But we got that done. You can see here they got the provisions, some little ramps for our overhead doors. We have set up for 4 overhead doors on it. Location there, and then where the double set of bolts are, that's where their upright beams will be. And there's a big heavy beam at each one of those, and then a big heavy beam around the perimeter. And then they came in and did some cut saw lines in it, and those are approximately every 10 or 12 foot each direction. And they call those do that for what they call a controlled crack, so that when the concrete does decide to crack, the thought process behind that is for it to crack. Hopefully it cracks in that area. That's the thought behind it. Does it always happen? No, but that's what it's for. So we got that going on. You can see here that they have the approach set up from the parking lot to the building. And it looks like they're still using 1/2 inch square rebar here, and they've got it tied in ever so often. They drilled and hammered this other rebar into this slab. And then they've used a redwood 1x6 right here as a expansion joint all around and tied into the parking lot. And then they're going to set up and pour this on Saturday morning starting about 6. And this will be, this is 30 by 120, so it's probably going to be 150 yards of concrete right here approximately, because it's going to also be about 6 inches thick. So that's kind of where we are on this. Got that going on. We're excited about all that, to have this additional growth going on after 44 years of staying in this industry. So we're pretty happy about that. Now, one of the things that y'all can do to help us out is you can tell your friends to subscribe to the channel, hit all the watch all the videos, hit all the like buttons on there, and if you don't mind, buy some shirts and hats from us. That'll help us pay for some of this, keep it going. Anyway, we appreciate all your support, and come see us on the next video. Thank you.